I just got off the phone with the customer, actually called him back, left a voicemail. They want monthly window cleaning, exterior only. So I called him back, and it's in my town, and looked at the house on Google, and I said it'll be $150 per cleaning, provided you take out the screens. And the customer replied, "Whoa, that's kind of high. That's actually insane." And the interesting thing is, I'm driving now. The interesting thing is that that's not your customer, or it's not my customer. It might be your customer, but it's not my customer anymore. And the emotional attachment that we have it's amazing to me. Emotions are miracles. It's the sympathetic nervous system gets fired, but it's not fired. Imagine like strings, like a spider web, and go down like 150 feet and just pluck the web, and then the vibration travels all the way, triggers the amygdala, and the sympathetic nervous system triggers, and then it puts you, makes your heart rate go, you start breathing. The yawn is the release. Because money is tied to your survival. You literally feel like you're going to die. And it's just a numbers game. It's just data. It's interesting how human beings, nobody talks about this, but human beings are a lot of time so tied to surviving that they feel like they're dying by saying no when somebody's trying to give them money. If you were starving and somebody offered you a sandwich and you said no, you would die. But if you were drowning to death, no, not to death, if you were drowning in filet mignon steaks and mashed potatoes and gravy, and there was so much food that you were drowning in it, and somebody offered you a nasty sandwich, and you said no, you would be insane to say yes. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay. So we're in the reciprocal of how human beings used to have to struggle and fight to survive. I just pulled over for this. This is crazy. I'm putting my flashers on. We're in the reciprocal. This is what the entrepreneurs who are making really good money understand. It's not that we are starving to death, because when you people that are broke and on welfare, not people who really need it. So let me get rid of the welfare part, because if it wasn't for welfare, then I don't even know where I'd be, because we grew up on welfare. But that conditioning trains us, broke people, the way they act, the way they respond, they're in a reactive state all the time. So social proof. This is being hardwired into the brain in your formative years. If you witness, turn off these flashers. If you witness the adults around you and people around you and the people that are raising you, I'm working this out right now. If you witness them being fear and panic all the time over food in the fridge, over money, over bills being paid, before you can even really comprehend, you hear arguments in your house and witness, and it's over money, you will grow up thinking and building beliefs that are actual physical neurons that are wiring in your brain, in your consciousness, because a belief is powerful. Beliefs become manifested as reality because we're creators. You will believe that we're out here starving and there's not enough to go around. You got to take what you can get. You got to clip coupons, and you'll grow up in poverty, and you won't be able to break that cycle because the poverty mindset was instilled in you as truth. Now, just like the 7 or 10 steps to recovery, like almost like an alcoholic, the first step is like denial, and then it's like all out rage and you're fighting it like there's no way. Like Neo in the Matrix. Remember when Neo was in the Matrix and and Morpheus was like, "You think that's air you're breathing, Neo?" And Neo said, "So you're telling me this isn't real?" And then Neo started throwing up because he actually couldn't even physically handle the truth. So when you believe something to be true, you will fight it to the death because it's the very stable datum in your consciousness. You have stable datums, and I have another crazy video I'm putting out about this soon on my channel called I Am Ability. I woke up in the morning, but I was in a lucid dream, and I could see the inside of my brain, billions of neurons firing. It was quantum neural networks that were going, dude, insane. Like, I'm not exaggerating, and I don't expect you to believe me until you see this video, and I'm putting the video together right now. This changed my life. It was a total wake-up call that the brain creates stable datums. It wraps around things, and I'll be developing this in the future. And these beliefs are the very fabric of your survival and reality. So that's why it's so effing hard to let go and then realize we are in an abundant, like Jesus said, look at the lilies, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin. God feeds the birds. They're not dead everywhere. Like everything, we live in abundance, right? So the entrepreneurs that are doing really well, when you come from a place of abundance and not from a place of lack, when you come from abundance, you're an opportunity overwhelm, and now you just got to figure out how to manage all this opportunity. Living a great, fruitful life is not a hard thing because you have, and even I can feel the lack inside of me resisting it. Can you feel that? Can you feel the lack taking over? The scarcity mentality, the scarcity consciousness. So people point and people talk about things, and when you see somebody who's doing very, very well, like very, very well, it's like out of grasp sometimes, or out of your reality. But the truth is, the way that a microchip is made in Silicon Valley, that's in your cell phone, it's in computers, it's so small they can't actually physically make it. So they broadcast a blueprint. It's holographic. They broadcast it through a projector onto a piece of photodioxide chip or whatever, and it goes through like a holographic projector. Then there's the metal material that this silicon wafer is made out of. When the blueprint is imagine a blueprint being broadcasted onto this wafer. It's photosensitive. So when the light hits it, but it's in the form of a blueprint, it actually changes and burns into electrically conductive circuits. And it's 3-dimensional too. So it goes and it forms. So that's how these microchips are made. So look at the analogy, and then now think about your consciousness. So the spirit that you are, and your soul, and your thoughts and your beliefs are being broadcasted into this holographic reality in the manifestation of third density. So it's coming from the fifth density, down through the fourth, and then holographically projecting into the third density, and then materializing. So now we're talking about causality. So instead of being in reactivity, looking at the physical world and reacting to it, back up and go upstream into the causality, and then ride it all the way up into 12th density, which is that of pure love, peace, harmony, and God. So when you can integrate all this, then you realize that you have nothing more than a misidentification. You believe that you're Joe. I believe that I'm Keith. And I'm just out here cleaning windows. But I'm not. There's a misidentification. When you actually believe, I'm a spiritual being having you're not a physical being having a spiritual experience. You're a spiritual being having a physical experience. So when you actually believe, boom. Oh my God. Now follow me here. This is kind of crazy. Oh my God. Look at this biological spacesuit we're in. I can move these fingers. I can like you're a fish being born in. You're being born into a fish, you're being into an aquarium, and now you're a fish. Just like you're being born through the womb into being a human being, you get to be inside of this thing, and now you get to live life in this way for a little bit, because the only way to get here is to be born through a womb into a physical body, so the spirit can possess a physical body, right? So when you can identify like that, you can go, oh my God, I am unlimited. I am limitless. I am. I can do anything. I have no more fear. Because there's a part of you that you're living from that can't die. Because it's never been born. So I think solving all this shit can get you paid now. Alright, I gotta go. This is crazy. I'm showing up to the customer's house right now to go clean some windows, and they're gonna be like, is this guy on 5-MeO DMT?